at the moment have Mr. Praful Patel, Rajya Sabha member and former Union Civil Aviation Minister. Thank you very much for joining us. We are, of course, speaking at a time when a tragic accident has happened in which Mr. Praful Patel, 133 people have lost their lives. This is the first ever Boeing 787 fatal crash.
Well, I'm very sad and distressed to see what visuals we are seeing on television and the loss of lives, and I only pray for the people who have survived, and I hope they recover soon. Thoughts also to the people and their families who have lost their lives. You're right, for the 787, this is probably the first major accident or crash anywhere in the world. And I think this has happened in India, but it could have happened anywhere in the world, because there is no real reason which at the moment we can attribute for the reasons of the crash. It's a very robust, very technologically advanced aircraft. Thousands of them are flying every day all over the world. And this aircraft also has been in service for 11 years. It flew today itself from New Delhi to Ahmedabad, and it was in the command of a very senior, experienced pilot. And a 787 and all modern aircraft, for that matter, are equipped with a lot of technological advancements, backup systems, backup after a backup. And all what has happened within the span of 60 seconds from the time the wheels went up or the aircraft went up into the sky, and to the time it crashed was 800 feet of altitude would have been achieved in less than 60 seconds. So at the moment, till we recover the black box and all other equipment which will guide us, what exactly happened, we'll have to wait.
What is your assessment in terms of the survivors? I know, we are all hoping and praying that the teams on ground who are part of the rescue operation save as many people as possible. But just going by the visuals that are coming to fore, and the latest 133 people have already been confirmed dead, Mr. Patel. Sources are saying that this is one such aircraft that can't crash easily. So even several experts are expressing their shock over what just transpired.
Well, exactly. I'm also very, surprised, and as I said, that's why we are all shocked. Nobody knows how an aircraft like a 787, which is so, as I said, a technically advanced, technologically advanced aircraft, could have crashed. It flew from Delhi to Ahmedabad. The captain, obviously, a very senior person, and with thousands and thousands of hours of flying, and even maybe a 787. And they go through pre-flight checks. The captain himself has to be satisfied that the aircraft is airworthy enough to take a flight, that also to London, 9.5 hours. So there is no reason why anything could be attributed prior to the flight actually taking off. Now, what happened between then and the crash is something only an inquiry can determine. As I said, 787 is probably the most technically advanced aircraft anywhere in the world. And it is a contemporary aircraft. More are being manufactured every day, more are flying every day in the world space. And there is no reason why, one can think of such an aircraft having crashed.
You're absolutely right. Captain Sabharwal, a lieutenant colonel, had over 8,000 hours of flying experience. Did you get a chance to speak to the experts, or what does your experience, being a former aviation minister, part of the ministry, tell you in terms of what we are looking at? A mechanical failure, an electric system failure?
It could be anything at the moment. You see, there's no point taking a wild guess. There's also the fact is that, Indian aviation per se is safe. I don't think anybody should doubt whether Indian aviation is safe or not. Air India also is a very old and experienced airline. It also has its own system, safety protocols. Nobody cuts corners, you see, especially when it comes to flying. Remember one thing, flying is either 100% safe or zero. There's nothing like a 99% safe flying. So therefore, obviously when the aircraft was cleared by the pilot to, in his pre-flight checks, to take off, he must have been satisfied. And therefore, between then and the crash, what exactly happened? And remember one more thing, that there's a black box. Not only is there a black box, there's lots of other equipment on board which gives you vital parameters on a real-time basis. So every second of the flight which took place in this short time will be having all the recording, and all the parameters will be shown distinctly as to where the failure occurred. So I don't think we really will have very long to wait, since the aircraft has fallen in the proximity of the airport, and the fact that most of the parts of the aircraft would be retrieved very shortly.
Now, given this fatal crash, what we're given to understand is that DGCA has asked Air India now to submit a health report on all of its aircrafts. Do you think Boeing planes are under scrutiny?
Well, I think it's a very, a sweeping statement to make that are Boeing aircraft safe or not. Obviously, every aircraft is safe because otherwise it would not be cleared to even fly. So, all aircraft, they take 20 years, 10 years, 15 years for certification. So don't think that an aircraft just overnight is manufactured and is, fit to fly. There are thousands and thousands of hours of testing by Federal Aviation Authority of the US, by European, Aerospace Agency, EASA. And after extensive tests, programs, only does an aircraft get certified to be manufactured. So let us not hazard a guess about aviation or Boeing or any other company at this matter. The second part is, this same aircraft has been flying for 11 years. And it had just flown an hour or two before from Delhi to Ahmedabad. So there is no real reason. And I'm sure if there was any snag or anything, the pilot would have definitely known on the first leg of the flight. And in the second leg, obviously, he did all his pre-flight checks before he even decided to take off.
That's why it's even more shocking that the takeoff must have happened after getting all sorts of clearances, and within 5 minutes the crash landing takes place. There's also a sense of fear from the point of view of a common man, of a frequent flyer.
No, it didn't even take 5 minutes.
Please finish your...
No, it was almost like the plane just took off, and within 60 seconds. So probably he didn't, he was struggling for lift, or whether he had engine power loss, or he had some other technical issue. It's all right now very difficult to come to any conclusion. And it would be unfair also to say anything to that effect.
At the moment, of course, these are just speculations. And like you said, once the black box is retrieved, only then perhaps we would know the real reason. But from the point of view, like I was saying, of a frequent flyer, how would you like to address the issue? The sense of fear that perhaps a lot of people must be at the moment feeling.
Well, I can only say one thing, that while what has happened is very tragic, very sad, unfortunate, we are all very disturbed. Let us take one note of thing, that flying, public transportation of any mode, flying is probably the safest. And therefore, an air crash happens once in a while somewhere in the world doesn't mean that we stop flying.